back to the Eclectic Collection. Today's episode 61, Halloween Decor. Trying to do a little spooky series here, talking about all things of this time of year. And I thought, let's really do it up for Halloween. And there's no rhyme or reason to what you want to hang up around your house, or maybe you don't want to hang anything up around your house. But I've seen some really cool Halloween decorations lately, and it's just amazing how it's become almost like Christmas and the holidays, where people are just going all out for another event or holiday. And it's kind of cool because there's not much that happens during the rest of the year. I mean, sometimes you see patriotic stuff in red, white, and blue throughout maybe Memorial Day, 4th of July, or Labor Day, but you really don't see decorations per se. I mean, you know, there's people like my mother who have President's Day things and Valentine's things hanging, and St. Patrick's Day things and Easter things, but people don't seem to go as all out for those kind of decorations, certainly not with lights or on their property. Maybe they put an inflatable up if they have a little kid, but it's not as big a deal as the holidays. And then the holidays sort of exploded, and now they even have shows about Halloween and who's got the best lights and who's got the best decor. So I just thought it'd be appropriate because you're starting to see more and more of it around. I think that obviously you could use anything that's spooky, but I see gravestones around. People put neat little things all over their property, and they might make a play on it with people in the house, or they might, like teddy bear, Frankenstein, things like that. And they could do either a spooky theme or the funny, or a little combination of both. Certainly ghosts, any kind of goblins, witches, cauldrons, spiders are big, and cobwebs. I've seen those big drapes over different shrubs and things where you can make it look like real spooky, kind of like the inside of the Tower of Terror, where they put up like cobweb looking just massive amounts of fuzz to make it look like it's old and dated. Pumpkins, of course, you can go either way with that, and same thing with scarecrows. They can be cute or they can be scary. The coffins and the skeletons and like zombie parts, I've seen people have stuff hanging out the back of their car. I've seen people have things like coming out of a coffin or coming out of what looks like it dug up a spot in their lawn. And also, of course, just the lighting. You can do a lot with effects. There's purple lighting and orange lighting, and orange and white's kind of the actual Halloween colors, but purple kind of got in there because of black lighting. And if you do black lighting correctly, you have that ambient glow, so it makes everything white, like really bright and extravagant. So all the skeletons, anything that's got like white, like pancake makeup on it, it'll make an extra glow, and it'll create more of like a third effect and a shadowy figure. And you could do that pretty easily. I mean, I have blacklight cannons and crazy amounts of things that normal people don't have, just from my business. But obviously, you could do that with a couple blacklight sticks or small blacklights and regular light bulbs that you can put in on your lamppost or in different floodlights around your home. Just a little bit of fog and bubbles can make a spectacular effect, or a strobe light can create the illusion of movement. Sometimes there's inflatables. You get the cute little pumpkin and the ghost popping out, or you might have something zombie or Frankenstein. Again, for little kids, if you want to go the spooky route, they have some spooky ones too. Jack Skellington is big if you're into the Halloween Town, A Nightmare Before Christmas. So you can play a lot with that. I have seen major pathways set up where you have to walk up to the house, and people have been dressed and sit quietly on their front porch as if they are a killer clown or a zombie or a scarecrow or something, and it looks like it's a dummy body, and in reality it's somebody just being inanimate. And then when the kids come up, they jump out and scare them, which is always fun. And of course that pathway can be created by putting through gravestones and a little bit of fog. And I've even used bubbles with the cauldron. You can put a bubble machine inside, and they're not terribly expensive, but not that you want to go out and buy this stuff. But if you did, they're not too bad. And you just put regular old bubble goo in it, and it'll create like a cauldron effect bubbles. And then you could do a lot with sound effects and projection systems. The new projection systems are like maybe $30 to $50, and you can pick different lighting fixtures with them. They call them gobos, and a gobo is just basically lighting term for a little icon or picture of maybe a pumpkin or a witch, or Christmas time, the snowflakes. And you see these star burst ones, they're all just red and green. They're kind of boring, but they actually have pictures where you can cycle through, and it might be like a flag or a shamrock or a bunny or a pumpkin for different times of the year that you want to use them. So those projectors, you could just stake them into the ground, plug them into your outdoor outlet, and for like $50, you've got every season there is, as long as you remember to change it. You don't want to be that person that's in the middle of March and they still have a Christmas thing up from before, or worse yet, they're just putting up patriotic things way too early. So you could also do a lot with mummies and black cats, all the monsters, Dracula, Frankenstein, werewolves, witches. You could do any amount with that, or put little just cutouts up, or you could put, again, the lighting fixtures up, or you can make them and just put little ones all over the place. It depends on how much room you have and what you want to do there. The other thing too with themes, like Addams Family, the Munsters, Scooby-Doo. I've seen when they do a lot with the Scooby-Doo themes, and Haunted Mansion from Disney. So you can take and turn a whole house, or maybe a room, or a specific path into a whole thematic thing. And it just depends on what you have to put up and what you want to put up. But these are just some ideas that I thought you might get a kick out of. I've seen very successful looking normal town scenes, but then in each corner there's something crazy that comes out. So you might see the Halloween Horror Nights from Universal, which are big, and the people take their ideas from theme housing. They even have a Jaws theme house Halloween. So it's supposed to be like a scary shark and Chupacabra from the land that comes to get you. Or you might see they took It, the clown, and the scary clown posse, they would come out and have all clown themes, or it's all Dracula, or it's all Frankenstein, or it's not even a classic at all. It could be like Ghostbusters, and it could be kitschy, funny, and you're taking different, the Green Ghost and Slimer, and just different thematics to it. I personally, as a kid, I went out, one of my most successful Halloweens was Ghostbusters. I went out with my sister and a friend of ours, and the three of us did up the outfits, bought the patches, got the whole thing, put backpacks on, and made little actual Ghostbuster power packs, and it was very cool, and people really appreciated it. Of course, it was right in time because it was the year that it came out back in the day in the 80s, so it was pretty cool. But that is definitely something that you could do thematically. So it's worth talking about if you want to get into it. And if you don't want to get into it, that's fine too. Be that person that closes your doors and hides from the kids. But it's a neat holiday, and I think it's kind of taking its own path now, and people are just so excited to go out and do things that why not celebrate? And it's the kind of thing you can celebrate in your own home. Some people go out and they'll hang out, go to a restaurant or something, or they'll go have a Halloween party, obviously. But you could do a lot more than I think was back in the day. You just kind of went and trick or treated and took kids, and that was your excuse. But now there's Halloween themed bars, there's Halloween themed things, everywhere, even all times of the year. Again, Jack Skellington was a real big push for that. I've done weddings with that theme, and I've also seen a lot of times where there's the adult side of it and the adult parties, and forget the kids, and it's all about what kind of themed drink you could do, or have different spooky competitions and things like that. I've even seen hotels put that kind of stuff on. So it's pretty neat. It just depends on how much or how little you want to get into it. But either way, that's pretty much some suggestions for Halloween, and hopefully you take that to heart and decorate at least a little and celebrate the season and have some fun this year. If you liked what you heard today, then check us out at eclecticcollectionpodcast.com or listen to us on your preferred platform. I'm Terry Tenaglia. Thanks for listening.